Hey, bossy people. I don't know what to call you.
What's up, boss?
Boss babes.
Bosses? No.
Boss babes. is
We've
the
been over
worst.
this. No. See, I told you we were going to have fun.
We always have fun.
2 seconds in. Adrienne's not
I just
having
had to press the record button and now we're having a great time.
Yeah, although why does it say live?
That's just the new terminology that Riverside is using, which is really traumatizing to someone who has gone live over the years on live streaming platforms. We don't want it to say go live. We want it to say record.
Dear Riverside, at riverside.fm, Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads.
Yeah.
Stop. Change it back.
Just change it back to record.
Yeah.
You want to know the amount of live stream platforms that I have seen evolve?
I can only imagine.
Were you around, or like, I know you were around.
Yeah, I was alive.
You were alive.
Younger than you.
Yeah. But I don't know, like, if you were in the online world of, you know, social platforms at this time. But do you remember Periscope?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to go live on Periscope a lot. I was not like a huge deal on Periscope, but I had a decent following.
Of course.
I used to go live a lot on Periscope. That was like very early days of me starting my business. Then Facebook Live, happened. That was a thing.
Instagram Live, yeah.
Instagram Live. And then there was a spin-off during COVID times. Do you remember Clubhouse?
I was just going to bring up, remember Clubhouse? What?
I found the Clubhouse app on one of my iPads the other day when I was trying to clean up my storage, and I was like, Clubhouse. You know when you look at an app and you're like wait, what is that? What is that?
Does people still use it?
I was like, Clubhouse. I was like, I remember that app.
That is one that burned fast and bright, burned out like a shooting star.
Came in huge so hot, star.
Gone.
You had to be on. It was blowing up people's businesses for a second, and then before you knew it, you woke up one morning and it was gone.
Gone. People were back to nothing. I honestly thought that's what Threads was going to be, but I obviously was wrong because Threads has a place,
It's really slow burning. I didn't know, I thought it was popping off hot when it first came out. It died down in terms of conversation, but what I didn't realize until recently is that people are really on there. I was like, people are building whole businesses on Threads. That's where they get all of their marketing from.
But there's a whole thing on Threads that is this is not LinkedIn, go away. People, it's very specific, the type of content that people like to share on there.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. As somebody who never was an ex-Twitter user, I never ever used it except for when I was trying to get Eras tour tickets. I feel like that's what it's like. I feel like for some people it gives early days of that, It's more like chit chat because it is all strangers. So I love it on there. I also love when I go on and I see people randomly that I'm like, oh look, Adrienne commented on something, Because I didn't know she was a threader.
Sometimes,
I had to delete it off my phone.
I'm like, oh, I'm going to post on Threads 14 times today and then
never again.
And then I'm not going to post again for 14 weeks. You know?
Yeah. I had to delete it off my phone.
I feel like that's my posting style in general.
Yes,
which
unfortunately
can be problematic.
But you just vibe. So
just sometimes I feel like I have so much to say and I could say 14 things in one day. And other times, right before this podcast, I'm like, there is not one brain cell that has anything productive
or valuable
to talk about. Yeah. How could I formulate a sentence and post it on the internet right now? That's how I felt.
I'm like, how can we make this podcast about Summer House? Because that's really all I have to talk about. But you haven't even watched Reunion yet. I don't even know you. So
I was like, what have I watched that I could talk to you about? Nothing.
World Cup.
I'm really slacking in all areas. But I did listen to a couple podcasts. So I feel slightly up to speed because I listened to some podcasts on my commute. Of course, Giggly Squad, number 1.
My girls. Yeah.
And The Toast, number 2.
Yeah.
They're also doing really well in the top charts. I randomly sometimes will go into the podcast top charts and look for new podcasts to be excited about.
Yeah.
Usually I like these like a season. I like a series that is only 8 episodes. I like
Yeah.
those for like
Like a
new ones. I'm
limited,
not really, yeah,
yeah.
like I don't need like consistent daily or weekly pop culture podcasts
Yeah.
added to my list, but I like a little series, and I was looking for that and I was like, wow, The Toast I think was like in the top 20 of all podcasts.
It's always been there.
Really? I was like, wow, I'm
They've always
impressed.
been there. Yeah. Right behind Smartless.
Good for them. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, because they would like swap. But I thought,
Fun
oh, maybe that,
fact. One of
yeah.
my kids' her uncle is one of the hosts of Smartless.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy. Canada's so small, that's why. Just kidding. There's like 35
It's like,
million
aren't
of
they
us,
all
but
three famous Comedians? Actors? They're
yeah.
all famous. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And only one of them's Canadian, so
So now we know.
now you know. Good times.
But there was this other podcast that I somehow like stumbled upon. It was probably in my suggested. And I
Mm-hmm.
listened to one episode and it was decent. It was called Pop Apologists.
Oh, I've
Have
heard
you
of
heard of
it.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I had never heard of it. I had never seen it before.
Yeah.
I always love like when I stumble upon something that is like very successful and I'm like, oh,
Oh,
well,
what
there's
rock was
lots of
I
corners,
under?
like there's lots of
Yeah.
people doing really cool, successful things that you can have like a very niche audience and still be really
Mm-hmm.
successful, right? Like
Yeah.
I've never heard of you before, yet you're crushing.
Yeah.
So I had never heard of them before. I thought their podcast was, pretty entertaining. They are funny-ish. So they brought up something that was like they didn't bring up the live streaming platforms, but they brought up something that was very time focused. And I was like, oh, that's funny. But now I forget what it was. So it's not
That's
funny.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah, I
oh,
mean, just
I
like
remember
you have
that.
given up on Bravo, I don't really listen to that many podcasts anymore because I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I've become an audiobook girl. So I don't listen to The Toast anymore. I do make time for Giggly, but not every week. It has to be interesting for me.
Well, they went to 2 episodes a week and it's really
That's a
taken up
lot.
my whole, yeah, like it really, most of the time I'm just listening to that. And
Mm-hmm.
because I only really get the drive to pick up the girls because on the way home they just
You
talk
have the
my ear off
girls.
and
Yeah.
they won't let me listen to that. But one day I guess I have listened at least to the intro of The Toast enough that Coco knows the song.
The song.
She was like,
Atta girl,
oh,
Coco.
The Toast. And I was like, how did you know
But
that?
with her little lisp, The Toast.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Toast.
I love her. I
was
know
like,
she has to get that fixed, but it'll be a sad day.
Yeah, she did get a referral for a speech therapist that I need to put into play once.
Sorry, that was really like she has to get that fixed. But I just mean I know that's something that's going to be worked. I didn't mean it that like I meant more like I know we're going to work to improve that
We're gonna work to improve that. Yeah.
because it needs to be done. But I also
Yeah.
didn't need it to sound so snotty. So I'm sorry, Coco, if you listen to this one day.
I don't think she ever will, but
Mm-mm.
just in case.
Just in
she's
case
been
I'm covered.
apologized.
Auntie Emily's covered.
Yeah, so both of us were struggling to find any thoughtful thought to come out of our brains for today's episode, but we found a question that we're going to comment on. So
we always have thoughts, but they weren't coherent.
Formulating.
Also, this is Adrienne's final few hours before she's taking a legitimate vacation, which I know that we talk about like I'm blah blah blah, and you live like a lifestyle where you're like you can come and go. You have lots of freedom in your day to day, so you're always like I don't care about blocks of time because like I can do whatever I want. And I was like, cool, but you need to take time off. So
Yeah,
Adrienne is taking a full unplugged block of time, which I'm so excited for you and for me because I'm gonna do fuck all. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't even get through the whole thing without saying it.
do anything
I'm not gonna do
gone.
anything while you're off, but that's not true.
I know.
Because we are the rest of us are also off the following week, so I actually have a lot to do. But I'm excited for you. So you're in your final hours, which is why we're like,
you don't really need me like hovering over you to get work done. So it's not really going to be any different for you.
No, I just won't be able to be like, hey,
yeah, what's up?
Talk to me.
What are you doing?
I mean, I'll just text you. I just won't slap
just
you.
text me on the personal side. You'll probably hear from me more because I'll be sending Disney pics or something.
Boo.
I know.
Anyway, okay, let's get to the question
because we also take Fridays off. I have like kind of an extended leave here, you know?
as
I'm
you
going
should.
golfing tomorrow. Golf clap. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so the question. This was a question and I thought, well, this is relatable, you know?
Yeah.
So it says, am I being unreasonable for feeling left out of my own team? And I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to paraphrase a bit because it's super long. But they basically say they manage a small team of 3 people who all joined the organization at the same time that I did, the person submitting this, right? Over time, I became their direct supervisor. So now this person is in a managerial role. She said they're good people, they're excellent at their jobs, but they end up talking more to each other, meeting with each other, reflecting together, solving problems together, supporting each other as a team. And I, as their manager, end up thinking about how much time I spend isolated away from them, thinking about, finding tools and systems to help them in their work, make their work easier, protect them from unnecessary pressure that senior leadership is imposing, advocating for them in different ways, thinking about their career growth, handling issues before they even reach the team. So I'm like the most senior person on this team, and I'm feeling and struggling that I'm feeling kind of left out, right? It often feels like they are a 3-person team and I'm just their manager. I'm like separate for them. And he or she wants to feel like one of the gang,
Aww.
And I feel for you. And I also
find a
think this is
different gang.
part of being a leader.
Yeah.
Can be a little
I was
lonely.
gonna say, I was gonna say, like, do you ever feel? I feel like we can't. I mean, I don't want to be like our team is like a family, but I don't feel like we necessarily have the same. Our team is also very small, so it's not like there's lots of layers of the cake of leadership.
We've had layered cakes.
We have
before.
had,
been up to what 9 or 10 at certain times. Yeah,
seasons. Yeah. Have you ever felt left out of the team?
Not really. Like not in a way that I felt like lonely or like that these were because I think it's also like you have to understand the dynamics, the team dynamics. I think I'm aware enough that yes, there are absolutely going to be things that I'm left out of, but I don't really have an issue with that. Like, because to me, it actually feels good that my team members are enjoying and connecting with each other and solving problems together versus thinking that they need to come to me. Like, it's literally the very thing that we teach. So I'm not upset by it. I actually love it when that happens. And it doesn't make me feel lonely or left out. I'm more like, okay, well, if I'm feeling like I need more connection with them, then how could I manufacture that in a different way?
Yeah.
Or am I just seeking connection somewhere and I need to maybe find it in friendships or partnerships, or like I need to facilitate that if that is triggering something in me. But it's like this person is creating a problem where a problem doesn't actually exist, right? Her team is actually bonding with each other, connecting with each other, solving problems on their own. Like it's literally every manager's dream. But I also understand that yes, like you also maybe are not even getting credit for half of the things that you do because you're a middle manager, right? So you're protecting your team from the burdens of higher level leadership that your team never even sees. It's a thankless job, right? They don't even know that you're doing that. And so they don't know to thank you for it. But you're feeling all of that weight of like, oh my gosh, they should like be treating me like one of the gang because I'm
on their back. Yeah.
I'm out here in the streets fighting for them and they don't even know it or see it. And so I empathize with that, but I also want this person to acknowledge and recognize that they've built an incredible team and they're probably a really great leader because the team doesn't need them for everything and they're not complaining all the time and they're not struggling with their performance. It sounds like their performance is great. and they're solving problems together. Like your team is bonding. Like
Yeah.
you want that. So I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever like, I think I had enough self-awareness to go, oh, that's great. If I need a friend, I'll just text Emily.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, not so much anymore because we're now really tiny, but when we were up to like the 9 or 10 employees plus some like even sometimes we had like
Yeah.
plus contractors,
Yeah.
I can relate more to how this person was feeling because there's like a boundary that you can't cross with your direct reports. Like you can't, there's certain things you can't, but then there's also like things you can't, boundaries you can't cross the other way. So the middle is, I would say, the loneliest, right?
Totally.
And because at the top, like you probably have a network of peers that you can go to outside of your business to like commiserate, to bounce ideas off, whatever, right? And at the bottom, like they're all together. But usually, I mean, for us in the middle, it was only me in the middle. There was nobody else even that I could talk to, right?
Yeah.
And like bounce ideas off without betraying trust on one side or the other, or without like making one side aware of something that like I'm not ready for them to be aware of, or they don't ever need to be aware of. But I just need to like talk through something. But if I talk through something, then it's like I'm coming for help or whatever. I'm not coming for help, you know? So I actually do understand how this person feels. And I think the problem, which like we potentially might have a solution for coming up in the next little while, is that in the middle, there's no one, you don't have people often, you know, because you're not the entrepreneur. Like I don't even have any friends in this type of role. Oh my God, I'm gonna cough.
I thought you said you were gonna cry, and I was like, oh, she's getting so emotional over this topic.
No, I just didn't want to eye patch
really
and cough. Yeah, you know. So
no, we are creating something for this space. This is not like an intended promotion. It just kind of came to this conversation as Emily was talking about her role in that operator space. So stay tuned if you're an operator, middle management who's feeling a little bit lonely. We're creating something specifically for you to find that connection, that support, that development that is so needed, but you know, not from colleagues, right? Or from colleagues, but not from your team.
Not from your team.
Your internal team, you know?
Yes. Because truthfully, like I can remember I talked to James like over a lot of it and I was like, I can't say this stuff because like to anyone, right? Because it's like not appropriate for certain people to know or hear, or like I've got to work through something, but this isn't like I can't work through it with anyone at work, you know, because then I'm breaking confidence or something. So or like some people,
like
people come to you.
The most burned out role is like right in the middle because you do have to handle things from both sides. You have to keep a lot of things to yourself. You don't feel maybe like you have a space to vent or share. Like you have a husband that you were able to do that with, but that's not the same as like being able, like, thank goodness you have that. Number one, not everyone has that, but also like, it's not the same as like going to someone who understands your specific position or who understands your team and can be like, oh, here's how to do this, or here's what to solve, or so it can end up being like a lonely island or just like lots of pressure from both directions. And then you burn out because you're like holding all this stuff on your own, you know? I think that that's really common for middle managers.
So I don't think that we even have like, I mean, like potentially we have a solution coming up, but it's not like, but in terms of just the day to day, I think it's important for people in these positions to like, you need, like, talk to your therapist if you have one, you know, like it helped me tremendously to like actually learn how to develop boundaries and how to be a supportive person but also be somebody who could hold up a mirror to like the truth of the situation and not just, because sometimes like, you know, when you're talking to your friends, it's like, they're all your hype people. They're all just like, yeah, what, F that person, blah, 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 right? But like as someone's leader, you can't be like 100%. You have to be like, oh, actually, like I understand you're frustrated, but like maybe if you'd hit the deadline, you wouldn't be in trouble, you know? So it actually allowed me to, I learned how to have difficult conversations. Like I think the people in the middle, you have no choice but to have those difficult conversations because you're getting them from both sides. So I actually grew the most in that role and learned a lot about myself and also like made a lot of mistakes along the way. So even though it's parts of it that are really frustrating and it might feel lonely, like know that you're not alone. It's okay to feel that way. And you probably should be feeling that way because that's the point. You are a step separated from them. And if you are trying to grow in your career, like that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And I think getting a therapist you recommended, I think that's a totally appropriate and great recommendation. I think you can also ask your management for development, right?
Yes.
Hey, can we invest in an executive coach for me or a mentor for me or this, this community for me, and like we said,
networking
we're creating
groups
something specifically for these operators because it's a lonely role, right? And they need development and they need community. But even if it's just hiring, I had someone come to me recently, they're like, oh, I'm looking to get an executive coach, like a mentor for our operator. And we have a budget for that, right? A lot of companies will have budgets for your development, your mentorship, and you might just need to go ask for it, right? You might not know it's available, or you might feel like, oh, no one's ever personally offered it to me, or maybe I never knew how to use it. But you better believe that all of your leadership is investing in themselves through some sort of coaching, mentorship, community networking, business development. And they go
to a breakfast at the Better Business, whatever, or the Chamber of Commerce, all the time. So
all the time. So they're doing something, too. Right?
Yeah.
And
lunch and learns. There's all kinds of things.
You're welcome to ask for the support that you need if you're feeling a little lonely in the middle, because it sounds like you're doing a great job with your team, but it sounds like you are personally struggling in the connection within your role. And that's something that you can ask for support with. So,
and I just word vomited lunch and learns, but it also reminded me that if you use any sort of tech software, CRM, any of those, they often host free lunches or free gatherings, whatever, especially if you're in a major city or close to a major city, where they're trying to either teach a new skill, they're share some updates, or they're trying to get new people to convert. My sister-in-law went to one for, I don't remember, but a text tool that we use. She's like, I don't use it, but I went to one. I met some cool people. She got a free Awala. You know what I mean? And she met people. And if you meet people you click with, and then you can say, oh, there's another one for this next month. And so it's kind of like dating. You kind of have to just put yourself out there.
Totally.
But there are resources. They're just not if you're not entrepreneurial mindset or grow, you maybe not in the mindset of or you're not used to having to look for these things. So
right. You can't depend that your manager, your leadership is going to go, hey, I'm going to put you in this program, or I'm going to get you developed. You need to be seeking those things out. And like you said, Emily, it is a little bit like dating, but it's so valuable, just being in a room. And sometimes, it's uncomfortable because it's just feels safer to just stay at your desk and do your thing, especially if you all work from home. But even I went and spoke at Tech Week, but I was also events as a participant at Tech Week. And I encouraged myself to just introduce yourself to the people next to you. And it was always worth it. It was always worth it to start those conversations and build a connection, connect with each other. Who knows what it turns into, but you're taking the first step to closing that gap for yourself,
Yeah.
So, and they're nervous too. They're like, oh, I don't know, I am here. Maybe I'll just go home,
Yeah. So
that's a good next step if that's something that would help close your loneliness gap. You could fill it in other ways.
Is killing me. Just quoted Britney Spears. So
love her.
And then also just stay tuned and keep your ears open, because maybe we might have a solution for this soon. So okay,
maybe we should have a wait list at some point, but
we might by the time this episode.
You might even in the show notes. You never know. You never know when this is going live. So
I know exactly when this is going live, but
we
might have the wait list.
It might just be an email capture, and you're just on a wait list to hear more.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Great. Okay. Well,
we'll see you when we see you.
We'll
See you next Tuesday. That's when we'll see
Yeah.
you.